Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Sunday and it's April the 19th, 2026. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets that you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. So feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. And our story today comes from the town of Mooresville here in North Carolina. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, North Carolina mayor was spotted naked inside of town hall. I'll provide you with a summary here, and I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. Now, this is a story that started out as a routine surveillance reporting, and it turned into office gossip, and now it's a major lawsuit, and it shows why it's so very important to keep personal matters and workplace matters completely separate. It's a different kind of video today, folks, but it's a story you're going to want to hear. So come on in and pull up a seat, and let's go ahead and let's get started. Now, I have to tell you, when this story first came across my desk a few months ago, I tossed it aside, calling it simple office chatter, office gossip. But that's not the case. And it's blowing up now, and I'm forced to take a closer look. So let me set the stage for you. It's a story about an elected official in a public workplace in the middle of the night, and he's not wearing any pants or undergarments, and he's accompanied by a member of his staff. It's going to be touch and go as we move along the story, and I'm going to stick with the facts as reported. And because of the nature of the topic, because I was not physically there, I'm going to say allegedly to all of the information I'm sharing today. And the focus of our story is the current mayor of the town of Morrisville here in North Carolina. His name is Chris Carney. He's described as a seasoned politician and someone who has served the people of North Carolina at many different levels over the past 2 decades. He's also a Navy veteran and a small business owner. And today we're not discussing his political aspiration or past accomplishments, but rather what has been described as his alleged decision making, not in the professional sense, but in a personal sense. Some have described his behavior as misconduct in office, and many, including some of his closest colleagues, are combining their voices and calling for him to step down. So let's review from the beginning. It started with an IT employee noticing that the mayor's swipe card, which grants access to City Hall or the Town Hall, he noticed the card was being used several times very late at night, which is unusual. And I'm sure out of curiosity and because it's within his job description, that IT employee decided to review one of the recent videos associated with the swipe card use. And it dates back to one night in October of 2024. I believe the date was October the 10th, 2024, and it was around midnight. And the surveillance shows the mayor of Mooresville in town hall with a female employee. And he was not wearing any pants. And in some camera view, he was not wearing any undergarments. And the two had been inside town hall for several hours. On 2 occasions, the motion detector triggered police alert, and the woman simply retreated to the mayor's office. Now, after discovering this information, that IT employee reported the matter to his supervisor, but instead of him being rewarded for doing his job, the employee was placed on administrative leave, he was investigated, and then he was terminated by July of 2025. So they fired him. So that employee, later identified as Jeffrey Noble, filed a lawsuit against the town of Mooresville, the mayor, and other town officials for wrongful termination. He stated he believed what he saw was a serious ethical violation, and because he brought it to the surface, they conspired to get rid of him. That was described as retaliation, and he was not the only one. So far, there's been 3 lawsuits, no confidence votes by the commissioners, requests for the mayor's resignation, and the mayor saying he's not going, and now a recent decision by a sitting judge brings this ugly mess to the surface in a very embarrassing way for the town and for the mayor as well. And as we all know, when things happen in the workplace, it's never completely 100% secret. Somebody always know, even if it's just talking about it in a whisper. And the first response was an unexplained and a prolonged leave of absence by the mayor. Now, that happened in late October. We really don't know what is meant by prolonged leave of absence. So we have to assume he was gone for some time, maybe until the dust settled. I don't know. Then a few months later, in December of 2024, when the news media asked about his presence in City Hall, the mayor stated that he had an unanticipated reaction to alcohol and his anti-anxiety meds, and he was inside of City Hall to use the bathroom, and that the woman was attempting to assist him. He stated he took his pants off because he got sick on them. Makes you wonder why he didn't go home or why he stayed inside of City Hall for as long as he did. They said it was several hours, by the way. And when asked for a copy of the video, that request was refused. He told the media that the only thing the video would show is him using the restroom and him being in the hallway. That is all. But surprisingly, continued requests for that video was denied, forcing the media to file a lawsuit in the summer of 2025 to gain access to that mystery video. And by the way, there were other things going on in that work environment that the media had been investigating. There was reports that over 100 people had just up and left. They would come and then they would leave. And it was described as being a very hostile work environment, a difficult work environment. But that's another story for another day. So there had been a lot going on behind the scene, and it was now a year later. But for obvious reason, this issue regarding the mayor in town hall without his pants and with a female at midnight just would not go away. And as I mentioned earlier, there were 3 lawsuits pertaining to this matter. Let me summarize them for you. Now, first, in January of 2026, Mr. Noble, the IT guy who first discovered the mayor without pants on the video, now he amended his lawsuit by adding a few more juicy details. Noble stated that he reported what he saw as security and policy violations to his supervisor. He claimed town leaders later restricted access to the footage. They accused him of leaking information. They placed him on administrative leave and later terminated his employment. But he added a few more things this time. He indicated that not only was the mayor walking around inside of town hall without his pants, he now stated the woman, that employee, that she was in varying stages of undress. In fact, the exact words used was that she was partially undressed. Now I'm wondering, did anybody ever spoke to that woman, or were they just gossiping all around her? I hope she got as far away from there as possible. And then there was that second lawsuit from a very unusual source. It was from the former assistant police chief, a 29-year veteran of the police force. In his lawsuit, he alleges that he faced retaliation after he raised concerns about this same town hall incident that was captured on video. We're talking about the mayor walking around inside of town hall again without any pants on. So when he raised concerns about this video, he said he faced retaliation because of this video and also a separate traffic stop involving the mayor. And guess what? This traffic stop apparently was captured on the police dash cam, but it mysteriously disappeared. And because he spoke up, he says he was forced into involuntary retirement without due process. They decided he had to go. And just last month, we're talking about March 2026, there was a third lawsuit, and this time it was from the former IT director, a gentleman named Christopher Lee. And this is really interesting, and it's pretty damaging as well, because in his lawsuit, Mr. Lee claims he was pressured to suppress or misclassify electronics related to that town hall incident, including the surveillance footage and the access log. I guess they really, really wanted those things to disappear. And I hope he made copies and I hope he saved them in a safe place because that's exactly what I would have done. Mr. Lee claims he refused to edit or conceal records and was ultimately forced out of his position. Now, he spoke to a news media, and in his recollection of what is on that tape, this is what he shared. Lee stated that the couple could be seen entering Cardi's office for an extended period. And after midnight, you see back and forth to the bathroom a couple of times, and then eventually, I did see him come out, and there was no clothing on whatsoever on there. He said the mayor was naked. Lee further claimed that Connie was visibly in a state of arousal at one stage, and said the mayor's version of events does not line up at all. Oh boy. And then just a few days ago, really on April the 6th, the commissioners delivered a no confidence vote against the mayor and officially asked him to step down. The vote was 4-2 in favor of his resignation. Reports say when the resolution was announced, people in attendance applauded. They too wanted this ugly mess to disappear. But according to the existing law, the mayor cannot be removed from office. Now, Carney admitted that the incident showed him in poor light, and he apologized for its impact on the community, but he also made it clear he had no intentions of stepping down, and it appears that he was censured by the commissioners. Not exactly sure what that means, but he still remains the mayor, and he has 19 months left on his term of office. And just a few days ago, on April the 15th, a sitting judge in Mooresville declared that the video showing the mayor and the woman must be released to the news media that requested it. According to the judge, the videos are public records, and the judge rejected the town's position that the video is sensitive security footage that could be used to reverse engineer the building's layout. Town officials were ordered to either release the video to the news media within 5 business days or submit to the court for in-camera review, along with proposed redaction and the reasons for such redaction. And whenever we have embarrassing situations such as this, I always wonder how the family members are coping with it all. Maybe I did not mention it, but the mayor does have a family. Yes, he is married, and it appears his family is standing with him. He stated he did not plan to run for future office, but he planned to keep working through his current time in office, which is the next 19 months. His only hope is that the distraction caused by that one night, by that situation, he hoped that it would not overshadow what he and his wife had done for the town over the past several years. So the final chapter is quickly approaching, and that would be the actual release and review of the video, the decision on 3 pending lawsuits, and I'm sure another 10 by the Board of Commissioners to remove him from office. I'll try to stay on top of this case, and I'll bring you updates whenever they become available. And that's all I have for you right now, but feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video, and by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks like just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.